Let me present another way to approach words to increase your perceived credibility and persuasiveness. Develop a fresh as opposed to a stale style. A fresh, effective style will help capture people's attention and increase credibility. Use short words. Sometimes we go for the long word. Forget the long word. Go for the short words. There's no risk of anybody not understanding what you're talking about. Go for the short words. Combine words in unusual ways. Tim Winton talked about not just protection, but acidic protection. Drop cliches. Cliches, words that come to mind in often groups and collections of 2 or 3, 4 words at a time. It's often a cliche. The problem with cliches is even though it has familiarity, now familiarity is great, but they have such familiarity that we don't really hear what they're saying. Our ears glaze over. Try twisting a cliche occasionally. Warren Buffett said he likes experienced managers. He said, and someone asked why, Mr. Buffett. He said, well, you can't teach a new dog old tricks. Use fewer and more specific adjectives. Mark Twain, in fact, said, if you find an adjective, kill it. Let's say I went to the Arctic. I visit the Arctic, I have a lovely holiday, I come back and I say, oh, gee, it's cold in the spring. Compare that with Vladimir Nabokov. Now, here's a guy whose native language is Russian, but he spoke English so well and wrote English so well that he leaves most of us way behind. He said, I went to the Arctic in spring and it was damp and dazzling, fierce and tender. That tells us so much more. It's so much more interesting and communicative when he uses those adjectives for specificity, not just for emphasis, as we too often like to do in business and in politics. We say it's very exciting. Doesn't tell us anything. Often doesn't even really give us a real cue as to the speaker's emotional range and position. Use sharp rather than vague verbs. Get rid of the facilitates and implements. Use simple, sharp, concise verbs and your copy, your speech will have a little bit of extra zip.